G'day folks and welcome to Big V TV. Great to have your company out on location heading into round 11. We're actually at the home of the Ringwood Hawks because there is a bit of a whisper that we're going to find Kenny. We've searched under every rock, ads, the big rocks, the small rocks, the very, very large rocks. I think Uluru was in there at one stage. I think we're going to find Kenny, so stay tuned for that one. It's been a big week. We are standing rather than sitting this week because let's just say the room in between the chairs, very, very narrow. Big head over here. He scored double digits again, Cal. Tell us all about it.
Mate, I'm on fire at the moment.
Big stories this week. Let's move right along.
That's all I had to say anyway. That's all right.
Speaking of Ringwood, there's a bit of Big Brother going on at Ringwood because I've got a feeling that 2007 contestant Thomas Haynes is now playing for the Ringwood Hawks.
Yeah, that's correct. Suited up for his first game this weekend.
What, Friday night games involved? You got no idea what I'm talking about.
I didn't watch the show. I didn't really watch the show.
Whatsoever. Some other big stories out of Diamond Valley. Steve Smith gone. Bart Stresbonsky stood down. Well, his choice. He's departed ways. DV get up on the weekend with a 20-point win.
Yeah, it looks like they're back on track. Hopefully, they obviously played Melbourne, who are pretty lacklustre themselves. But you know, Liam Santa Maria stepped in for the weekend, so we'll see how we go from here.
Now, speaking of big stories, Mornington, is there something going on behind me?
No, nothing. Keep going.
Mornington and Keysborough. What happened? D2 men aftermatch. I heard that Ronnie Ryer went way off tap.
Wesley Snipes himself, mate, he lost it apparently. Some barbs, mate.
Barbs, yeah. No barbecues, some barbs at the aftermatch. Maybe we'll hear more about that as the weeks roll on. Melbourne Uni Chicks, 5-1 after 6 games. They're now 5-6. They're on the slide. The Dawn parties have officially stopped and we don't like it.
Yeah, they've got Latrobe Uni this weekend, and if they lose that game, that might be their season over.
Eltham, 28 points up on Ringwood. They end up winning by 5. Tommy Greer went to hospital. What's going on there?
Oh, I thought he seemed fine to me when he was pulling down 18 boards and scoring 20-plus points, but obviously off to hospital. So
had
best wishes, mate.
Had the flu, apparently.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, not too good at all. Blackburn D2 men, first loss of the season.
Yeah, throws things wide open in the most biggest conference system ever. I got that out eventually.
Yeah, no, you did well. And speaking of D2 men, of course, all the news over the weekend was about Sweet Carl. 12 points. Apparently, he just dominated the last quarter. That's what he's telling me.
I was all over SportsCentre.
Moving right along, state champ men. We've spoken about Eltham getting up. I love the comment of Cam Tregar after the game in the aftermatch. He said, "We tried to lose the game, we just ran out of time." Oh. 28 points up. They won by 5. Great game.
Yeah, talking to Trigger a bit there. He's full of those sort of quotes, mate. He's a funny bloke.
Now, is it true or not that Leonard Copeland, assistant coach of Eltham during that game, ordered a coffee from the bench?
He did, and you know who got it? Andrew Nelly. Yes, sir. So as soon as that happened...
Sucked in, Nelly.
As soon as that happened, Ringwood Hawks turned it on, mate. Complacency, mate.
DV beat Melbourne. Brad Bridgewater, 34 points at 94%. 16 of 17. Amazing.
Well, geez, he's stepped up, hasn't he, with the Diamond Valley Eagles?
That's huge.
Yeah, he needs to. He needs to do that more often.
Waverley beat Sherbrooke. Bulleen slipped to Hume City. Not a good loss to have.
No, I don't think he expected that one. Broncos had a bit of a troubled season, but
does Arnie care?
I don't think so.
Nah, can't say that. State champ women, you're involved in the big one. Top of the table clash. The Hawks down, the Wildcats up. Great game, 7 points.
Yeah, it was only a 7-point game, but the big thing it was a really physical game. For a women's game, for people to go on the floor, bang bodies, come off the court and actually speak to people and have a conversation. I think that's really great for the girls' sport.
Got some bruises to show us off camera?
No, not this week.
Not this week. Yeah, no, tops usually. Yeah. Anyway, Hannah Zavik, Bulleen, she powered them to a win, and she was looking pretty damn fine.
She finished with 11 points and 20 rebounds, so that's unreal to pull down that many boards.
DV lose to Melbourne. Katie O'Neill, 27 points there for the Eagles. Maybe some good signs ahead for the Eagles. We'll wait and see.
Big game was for Jackie Greaves. She played her 200th for Diamond Valley. Very consistent game. Finished with 7 points.
About 300 games off your mark, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it started when she was 2.5, let's face it, as she started walking. D1 men and Southern Peninsula. What's going on with the Sharks? They're the hammerheads at the moment. They've lost a few in a row. Big road trip. Yes. They were smashed by Geelong on Sunday by about 45 points. And I don't care how big the road trip is. That is a shellacking.
No doubt it's a tough road trip. But you know, I know they've got Todd Mitchell carrying a bit of an Achilles injury at the moment. It's unfortunately forced him out of the All-Star game. That's a big loss and it hurts them.
Todd Mitchell's out of the All-Star game.
He is, mate. In inclusion is Jordan Hughes. Yep.
Oh, okay, sorry.
From Werribee.
Getting excited then for
Didn't
a minute.
quite get that. I will.
Warrnambool beat Melbourne Uni by 33 points, and I'll tell you what, it's the Sobey and Mitchell show at the moment.
Oh, mate, they combined for 60 points and 25 rebounds. Absolutely massive effort from both those guys. Good players.
Hey, on the pace, Whittlesey up to second, looking pretty damn good at the moment.
Yeah, they fly under the radar, the Pacers, but they're getting along, and all of a sudden, yeah, second on the ladder, mate. Nice.
Altona beat Sunbury. I'm not impressed with the Gators, though. Thankfully, Sunbury's there because they're struggling at the bottom, but Altona one spot above them in 10th. They played finals last year, did they not?
They did, mate, and they were a good team. And if it wasn't for Sunbury, Altona would have been relegated.
Yeah, well, could be. Long way to go. Don't write off the Jets.
I'm not writing
just
off
yet.
anyone, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, the Jets haven't crashed and
I
burned.
wasn't
just
talking
yet,
about
my
the
friend.
Jets, I was talking about the Gators.
Okay, all right, fair enough. D1 women, Mildura wins the Farmer Wants a Husband Cup. Good on them. It went into OT. Holly Green dominated.
Yeah, finished with 28 points for the Mermaid.
Yeah, did very well, but the Heat got the points. Hawthorn beat Whittlesey by 20 points. The Magic put up 99 shots and took 35 O-Rebs in this game.
Man.
Tash Ross Harris, as opposed to Tash Nash Galash.
Or Charlotte Ross Harris.
That's right. Tash Ross Harris, 14 O-Rebs in that game. Is she Gladiator number 2?
I think we'll have to nickname her Gladiator number 2. Her and Gladiator number 1, Stoddy, they actually pulled down half the boards for Hawthorn in that game.
Southern Penn held by the Venom to under 50 points. It's happening regularly for the Sharks at the moment.
This is actually the 5th time this season that's actually happened.
And Craigieburn hold on for a 1-point win over Chelsea.
Yeah, Warren Taylor was able to hang on to that win with his team only scoring 9 points in the last quarter.
Ooh, hang on, mate.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've been everywhere looking for Kenny. We've searched the jail cells, we've searched the shopping centres, we've searched every basketball stadium, Macca's. Apparently he lives at Macca's, but we've searched everywhere for Kenny Harrington. I've got a feeling we've found him.
Yes, Justin, that's right. We have found him. Coach K, also known as Ken Harrington, Ringwood Champ Men Coach. Thanks for joining us finally, mate.
No worries, mate. I haven't been hiding, just been a bit busy.
Yeah, I understand that, absolutely.
Are you ignoring me, Kenny? Or...
Sorry, mate.
How are you? Are you ignoring me?
Ken's my name.
Great to see you, Kenny.
Thanks,
Great
mate.
to see you.
What was your name?
Yeah, good on you.
On that, how do you put up with his day-to-day crap that he just dishes out for you in particular?
Kenny and I are good mates.
Mate, he doesn't like you.
Mate, I get a lot of crap from everybody, so Justin's well down on the pecking order, but no, mate, that's okay. I take it for what it's worth.
Yep.
Not much. Not much at all. Hey, now, Kenny, seriously, Tommy Haynes, Big Brother circa 2007, has come to the club. Is it true that every Thursday night at training you're now running an eviction?
No eviction, but...
Are the players sleeping in the same room together? Cameras in the showers.
Mate, he's 6'7" and he's built like a Greek Adonis, and he's going to come looking for you.
Yeah, great.
And by the way, I'm going to be there to watch it. But no, he's good. He's good.
I was going to say, first game in 15 points, he was handy.
Yeah, it was 12, but you never let the truth get in the way of a
Does
good
that not
story.
validate everything he says? Wrong.
But mate, no, he's good. He's got a lot of lovely ladies chasing him around as well, so the boys are happy about that.
Dare say. Now let's get down to business, mate. One thing, or a couple of things we've been talking about. Maddie Snowball playing in the youth competition.
Is he?
Tell us about the relationship between Coach Kenny and Maddie Snowball.
Yeah, big falling out. Unfortunately, I came home late one night, saw Maddie jump in the back fence at the house, so don't know what went on. No, absolutely crap, mate. There's a whole bunch of rubbish. Snowy and me are still good mates, and no, he wanted a bit of a rest from basketball, so he wasn't going to play at all. He came back early in the year and said, he wouldn't mind having a bit of a run with the youth league guys, help develop those guys, and he's been terrific for them.
It's funny you should say that, because Cal's been known to jump a few back fences in his time too.
Just
that's
quietly.
right,
They never catch me though,
Chris
Kenny.
Arkell,
I know you could.
DKD. Anyway, Luke McMillan. The injury is serious. There's no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, we see Luke comes to practice, and every time he walks in, hey buddy, how's it feel? And there's just no improvement. So he's been to 3 different specialists and had cortisones and treatment, and they've tried ripping and pulling and massaging, and it's still sore. He's just got a sore foot, and you can't put any weight on it. And until that sort of goes away, you can't play.
How tough does that make it, Kenny? Because he's the best power forward in the competition. There's no doubt about that. How tough does it make it for the Hawks this season?
Oh, real tough. I mean, you talk about losing Lukey Mack, who's been an All-Star the last 5 years, league MVP. You build your team around. Well, you start building your team with Lukey Mack. So that's where you start, and then you start putting your pieces around it. 6'8", 3 men who can put the ball on the floor like Luke Mack are not very, very common in our league. So that's a big loss. And then we wanted to bring Zoma back from college, and his college said no. So we've lost him, and we lost Big Jace at the moment, who's injured, and we're not sure if he'll come back. It's got so bad. We've had to bring not only Thomas in, we've had to bring we've had to bring Luke Egan, Egan's son. No, we're not that desperate.
Cal scored 12 points last week.
Hey, I got very excited.
There we go.
Luke Egan's son is nearly 1 year old, so he'll be playing this week.
That'll fit, Cal.
And also my son, young Tyler, who was born a week ago.
Hey, congratulations.
He'll be a week after we'll make his debut. So, so things are desperate, but the two kids are ready to go.
Now, I know the young man wants to pop another couple of questions. And speaking of popping, I heard the family maybe popped young one out, a week ago, you were saying?
Yeah, just a week old today.
Good effort.
I haven't been home since.
This young man, I don't blame you, this young man said a short time ago that the Yankee bomber, Aaron Hill, was the best shooter he'd ever seen, better than Ray Allen. True or false? Do you agree with him or disagree?
No, Ray Allen's better.
Even his coach is mate, look at me.
No, Aaron's terrific. Aaron's terrific. Great shooter. But I think Aaron would even agree that
close, mate.
The Ray Allen's he's probably got him just pegged.
Now, we've got 30 more seconds with the great man before he goes into hiding again. You've got one last question, Sweet Cal. Don't disappoint the fans.
Right. You were the number one last season, Kenny, no doubt, throughout. Now enter Eltham, obviously, and the Falcons. How's it feel to sit number 3 with obviously the target on the back of Eltham, probably more so than even Waverley?
Good question.
Really good question. Well, we are the underdog. I mean, look, quite frankly, we feel like if we have our full team, we can compete with anyone.
Compete or beat?
Both.
Yep.
Both. It's been a little bit difficult. Eltham are clearly the best team in the league right now, but as we found out last year, you only have to be good for 1 or 2 nights come finals time, and you're there with a championship ring. So, hopefully we learn something from that, and we're building up towards a good finish to the year. That's the plan.
Kenny, as we get out of here, mate, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you. Sweet Cal has been practicing on his big brother voice. Just a chance that maybe you'd get him involved down here at the Hawks. He is on the open market.
Am I?
No.
Right, okay. On that note, thanks for joining us, mate. You've been a superstar. Great to catch up with you.
No worries.
We'll see how Ringwood fare for the rest of the season. Good on you, Ken. If only you lot knew what happens off camera, believe me. Hey, we caught up with the burglar, finally. The big burglar himself, Coach Kenny. Can you believe that?
It was fantastic to catch up with Kenny, wasn't it?
Great. I don't know why he was combing his hair after the interview.
Blatant disrespect for my game, though, mind you.
Yeah, well, a few of us have that. Kelly, you're going to live with that. D2 men. And Keilor smacked Keysborough by 41 points on Saturday, but the Cougars responded on Sunday. Big win over Mornington.
Yeah, big fella Nick Merrick had 30 points, 28 boards, 7 dimes and 417 screens. Big screens.
Well, we're looking for a few of those screens this week, Nick. In fact, don't Keezy play McKinnon this week?
Yeah, they might, yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm sick and tired of this bloke's bragging so much that Keezy, number 1, if you beat McKinnon this week, there's a slab from me to you coming your way. And 2, if you hold this goose to goose eggs, there's 2 slabs from me to you coming your way.
And if I score more than goose
you
eggs,
get nothing.
I get a slab.
Mildura beat Blackburn. Yeah, slab of water, that's what you're on.
Awesome.
Jay Will dominated, mate. Mildura got the points over Blackburn.
They go how Jay Will goes, mate. They're pretty much a one-man band. They do have some other guys that can step up, but if he plays well, they'll win.
32 and 11 for Jay Will for the Heat. Pakenham went to Horsham,
Yep.
beat Horsham. Two big stories out of this. Tim Pickett,
Yeah.
42 points, and Vlad Tankov has the best short films that he sends on match day that I've ever seen.
Where did we check that out, mate?
Well, it might be floating around on Facebook, but let's just say that Vlad is a gun on match day.
and it also
Road trip.
and so is Tim Pickett, mate. That's a lot of points.
Yeah, did very, very well. McKinnon, a 30-9 last quarter. They get up over Cranbourne. Who sparked the run?
No, I did. The five guys that were on the court at the end got it done down the stretch, and we just made shots.
That's not what you said. You said Cranbourne were playing a box and one. 4 on you, 1 on the other 4 plays for McKinnon.
Tested Jays just like this. Yeah, whack.
You speak some crap.
Left-handed.
Melton holds Western Port to 49 points. A badly needed win for the Thoroughbreds.
Yeah, they did need that. But Western Port really all over the shop at the moment. All over it.
I'll tell you what, speaking of all over the shop, Craigieburn beat Coburg by 2 points Saturday. Went down to Maccabi. Our boys, our friends on the bandwagon. Maccabi got them by 20 on Sunday.
Oh.
Craigieburn, what's going on?
They should pack it in. I think Maccabi are an absolute ripping unit. They work very hard. But Craigieburn having a tough time.
Just take the season off, or
No, they could probably step it up a bit.
leagues up? They played Warrandyte this week.
Oh.
Coburg women, D2 women, 4 in a row. They're up into 4th position. Corinda Farron, 24 steals in 4 games. The Giants are flying.
Yeah, very much so. Hands are everywhere getting the ball.
Yeah, speaking of hands everywhere. Rachel Wansborough, 27-17 for Mornington. Unfortunately, though, not enough. They went down to McKinnon by 15.
You think if you're scoring 27 points a game, your team will be getting some wins. You need some friends.
Not
down
against
there.
the Cougs. Not against the Cougs.
Yeah, speaking of favourites, here we go. It's the weekly Mavis Sister tribute. Tell us all about the Keilor lasses.
Mavis
Here we go.
No, I'm just saying they've
Mavis
stepped
sisters.
up and found some really good form. Both of them shooting
every
the ball
week.
very well. 26 points
Every
between
week.
them.
Yeah, they're
But
great.
on that game, it's also great to see Jess Frankie back on the
She's
court.
back.
Yeah, great. She's back. She's back. Not
Love
as
her.
good as the Mavis sisters.
No,
though.
no one is.
Blackburn, how are they travelling?
Really, really interesting fact. You probably don't think it is, but I do.
I might be.
2 Blackburn players actually had 7 steals for the game.
Each.
Between them?
No, each.
Each?
Yeah.
Who'd they
Bit of an
play?
Interesting fact.
Camberwell.
Yeah, there you go.
Who beat Keilor last week? Where were they this
What's
week?
going on?
State Youth Champ 1 men. I've nailed it. There you go. Ding ding. 26-18. Waverley go down though.
Ding Ding obviously
OT.
went down swinging, mate. Yes, in overtime, but Sherbrooke stopped the losing streak and they're back on track.
How's Bulleen Youthies? They get a 1-point win Saturday night, lose by a point on Sunday. That's got to
Well,
hurt.
they like the close ones, mate, but the loss came at account of Chris Shalou return for the Magic, a big time scorer from last season.
Hume City jumped from 6th to 4th, 20-point win over Eltham.
Yes, they jumped up nice, little jump there over the Falcons and Gators, and all of a sudden sitting 4th and looking good.
Operation Alcatraz has been absolutely smashed to bits. Everyone's swimming offshore. Altona have lost their last couple.
Yes, they have. Maybe they've been found out. It's probably our fault that we've told everyone what their game plan is, but they'll be right. They'll be right.
Yeah, no, the prison guards have shot to bits. They've left the keys there and taken off. Ringwood gets Melbourne by 8 points, and certainly the Hawks look the team to
Oh,
beat.
the top of the ladder for a reason, mate. They're rolling.
Have a look at her.
Oh, yeah.
State Youth Champ 2 men. Werribee beat Keilor by 5 points. Grand final preview.
Oh, geez, I think so. I think they're the best 2 teams, but Whittlesea might have something to say
One
about
acre
that.
road, Whittlesea.
Yeah, they're absolutely gunning at the
Yeah,
moment.
not bad. You said I know
Yep.
nothing about.
You don't.
Yeah.
You know nothing about State Youth Champ 2 men.
Tough weekend
Nothing.
for Coburg. Lost to Whittlesea and Craigieburn. They've dropped to 8th.
I don't know anything about it.
Cranbourne beat McKinnon. They hold on to a top 4 spot. We know all about that.
Well, Drew Solowicz was the former coach of McKinnon last season, so he'd be pretty happy. He's now coaching Cranbourne.
Didn't rate you apparently.
No, he didn't.
He cut you,
He
apparently.
cut me last season.
Yeah. You got a message for Drew or?
No, mate, he's all right. I like Drew.
State Youth Champ women. Craigieburn scores a free throw after the buzzer to down the Venom by a point.
That would be
Heartbreaking.
absolutely heartbreaking for them. Chance to get their first win of the season and on a foul shot.
You're going to send him another
Nah,
ripping
just-
email,
nah,
mate?
just
You're
what
going
do
to
you
send him
do?
another
What do
ripping
you do?
email?
Eddie, you know about that.
You told me.
Hume City's Georgia P has a triple-double.
Papadopoulos.
The thief. It included 10 steals.
Yeah, she's actually having some good games. It's not just this game where she's got a triple-double throughout the season. She's putting up some good numbers.
18 points, 14 rebounds, 10 steals for Georgia P. Ringwood v Melbourne. Not a bad game. How many turnovers in that game, Ads?
Double digits, that's for sure. 62 turnovers to be exact.
Ads, you can
going
teach
on there?
the girls how to squeeze the orange, or are you just going to give it throw it around?
Makes it a bit exciting for the statisticians.
Oh, mate. Leave Brian alone.
Melbourne got up by 3 points. Ringwood missed 5 free throws in the last 19 seconds.
Choke.
Yeah, we worked on that at training this week, that's for sure.
The dogger won't be happy,
A
Lee.
couple of injuries for Melbourne as well.
Yeah, Ashley Stainer, she went down with a shoulder injury, so hopefully she's better this week and she'll be back on the floor.
Let's hope so. Izzy B did her wrist the night before too. DV beat Bulleen by 33. Jay Childs flying another 25.
Absolutely fantastic. Two weeks in a row, she's just ripping it up.
Now the big story in state youth champ women, Hawthorn beat Geelong by 2 points in OT. Melissa Pryor scored the basket with 6 seconds to go, but apparently Geelong may have thought they had this game wrapped up late in regular time.
Yeah, I think sticky button on the score bench.
Sticky button.
It's not good at all.
It's an awful disease.
Yeah, sticky button doesn't work. Geelong just holding the ball up. They thought they were up by a point. Scores were actually level, and Hawthorn got up in OT.
Oh, full court outlet, mate. Layup, game over.
Big games coming up. Big games coming up this week. Here we go. Here they are. All right, let's go. State champ men, Waverley and Bulleen.
We'll go with Waverley for this one.
State champ women, Hume City and Sherbrooke. Can Hume City finally get up? Come on, Ads.
Well, I think Sherbrooke might actually have some inclusions, some new inclusions this week, so I think I'll go with Sherbrooke.
Cool.
Oh, okay. D1 men, Warrnambool and Chelsea.
I'm going to go with Warrnambool rolling.
Sobey and Mitchell
Yeah,
flying.
mate.
D1 men, Melbourne Uni, Latrobe City.
Latrobe City, Canavan, mate.
yeah.
Energy,
Gun.
powered. Yep.
D1 women, Whittlesea, Altona.
Stacey Barr's coming off a fantastic 31-point game.
700 shots.
I think Stacey Barr and Altona will get that one.
D2 men, Keysborough, McKinnon. Maybe 2 slabs up for grabs here, boys.
Well, they won't be getting any slabs, and we'll have the Cougar Cup in hand because we'll get that one.
And how many points will you score, young man?
More than goose eggs.
D2 women, Western Port and Keilor. Good game.
I'll go Keilor here.
State Youth Champ 1 men, Bulleen, Hawthorn, bottom of the table.
I'm going to go Hawthorn. I like them.
State Youth Champ 2 men, Whittlesea, McKinnon.
McKinnon, yeah.
State Youth Champ women, Diamond Valley, Melbourne.
I reckon with the injuries from Melbourne, it would be good to see Ellen Kent and Courtney Gaze get up and down the floor, so I'm going to go Melbourne.
Plenty of girls
know your
can
stuff.
step up there, mate.
Well, thank you, Ringwood. We've finally been out here and we've finally found Coach Kenny. He's a hard man to track down, but we've got him in one. See you next week.
You know that I know better.